Hello, folks. Can you hear me? It looks like it. Um. Well, first of all, I'm finally on console, and I've got everything set up. This is more or less a test stream to see if I can play on console and stream. Looks like it's working though, and this will definitely help out with um, connecting with folks online while I'm in game. I figured I'm not gonna worry too much about sound quality here since um, I will be editing over the footage anyhow. I figured I'd take a samurai base level, at least up to the mountains. I did miss some early footage, especially obtaining the physic, which is pretty important for the base level invader um, video that I'm planning to throw together sooner or later. I know it's something I've been talking about for a while, but I've been rather busy in real life, and of course, having this new setup and all that really does incentivize getting some fresh footage. Okay. We could choose not to take golden seed here for boiled prawn. I'm kind of considering it. I know this is kind of weird, but since golden seed, you'll end up eventually having too many anyway. And boiled prawn is going to help us do a little meme here, so I'm going to try that. Detailed appearance, we'll just load what I've used before. I think Samurai's probably the best class for if you want to kill the tutorial boss. I got pretty close with Vagabond, but I messed up. Basically, if you're hyper aggressive, both Square Off and Unsheath are really powerful for stance break. They do 40 poise damage. That's as much as Flame of the Red Mains. And you got Bleed on this. The 200 jump poise damage is pretty good. As long as you keep the pressure on, you can basically keep everything poise looped. I'm probably gonna muck it up though. Is it worth? Is it like truly a valuable part of this run to reset until I get this kill? Not really, but I still want to try at least once. So we're gonna start off with the boiled prawn. I have to say I was incredibly disappointed when the prawn did not provide a bonus, like that you could immediately buy, talk to Bogart. Okay, so let's eat the prawn. Let's sprint up, and basically as soon as it appears, we're gonna want to pop. Oh, I screwed that up. I should have unsheathed twice, or just dodge the scream, space the scream. I thought I could get the knockdown afterwards, but apparently I couldn't. And here we see the lovely load times of PS4. Honestly, I'm getting better graphics and frame rate than on computer, on PC. But there are some downsides to this streaming. Fortunately, we can edit this out in post, so to speak. Let's take that off. We'll take that off. We'll shove that. I like to put blue on down and keep heals in the bar. By no means is this any sort of requirement. This will still be a pretty slow through just because I want to make sure I've grabbed what I can from patches and stuff like that before we move to the next zone. Alright, because you can't get the calm down gesture from patches. As far as I'm aware, you can't get it unless you take his bear trap, which means you can't skip ahead to Liurnia yet. You can go do Caelid though. And that is, in fact, what we're going to do. We want to grab our Caelid supplies. Honestly, I mean, it's not really necessary, but it's an option. Oh, hey Chris, Optimus for beauty, not for quality. Yeah, imagine me playing all the way through Cyberpunk. Look, that's on you. That's on you for playing Cyberpunk. You know, maybe I shouldn't meme on it, but I'm just saying you could have played, you know, any of the Dark Souls games instead. Didn't say have a bad time, to be fair. Yeah, no, I do hear it's pretty good, especially now that a lot of the bugs have been fixed. Kind of like, kind of like Elden Ring after 7 patches. But really, it's the promise of continued improvement that's really good. Had to do a second playthrough because one of the Cyber Psychos fell through the floor the first playthrough. RIP. Are there a story required NPC? Because I know this, you know, the advantage of the Souls likes is, you know, if the boss glitches through the floor and dies, it's like, well, we were gonna do that anyway. We can talk to Kali, however. Let's grab this room. So the sake of 100%ing. Oh, okay. I still haven't 100% this game. Let's just get the crafting kit here. I was hoping for just a random drop there, but not much to see. Yeah, but I already know that, yeah. Yep. There's not much to commentate here. I mean, this is pretty bog standard so far. But we're just gonna go grab the source seal and all that. Maybe when the DLC come out, but the whole way through, I don't know, man. Elden Ring, because it's not linear, it's such a pain to go all the way through. It's gonna take 5 bajillion years. And I like this game, but you know, I will admit the tedium is kind of real. I feel like this is a game where like doing co-op for all the legacy dungeons might be a good idea, but not an entire playthrough. Wasn't the brightest, yeah. I mean, it's kind of a reasonable assumption, but nobody suspected the game would be this absolutely massive, I think. But, you know, maybe Kingsfield would get a co-op mod, please. I don't. Like as much as I suck on Miyazaki's toes, I'm not gonna go back and play Kingsfield anytime soon. I have so much to do just in this game. Not to mention, playing the other ones. Um, Actually, we're gonna leave it like this. All right, we're gonna have a not fun time. I will say one thing. I know you said like you liked not pointing around on the map, so Dark Souls 1 style. Playing this game with long load times does encourage taking the footpath everywhere you go, even if it's not actually faster. You do have the console. Anyway, we always talk to Ronnie the Witch because free stuff. Save 100 souls. Okay. So from here, I think really we want to go see Patches, but we're just gonna take the route over to Third Church directly. Doing all the quests here does give you some things, some rewards, but it's like smithing stones and stuff like that. The only missable item that matters for a no upgrade run is why can I? Oh right, I haven't equipped it. I'm not the brightest. You might port around. Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, people were worried about performance, but I think it's crazy that like my PC that doesn't even meet minimum specs has actually decent load times. I'm really grateful for that. I'm not complaining. Um, this is cool, but we're going to ignore him for a minute since his quest line is technically pretty much do at any point. We will grab this. And ignore the Knights Cavalry. It doesn't drop anything we really care about at this point in time. Gosh, she really does follow you quite far. Days of playing Minecraft on netbooks at 15 frames a second. Yeah, exactly, right? If you come in with low standards, you'll be blown away. And, as is the FromSoft way, just the game design is gorgeous. Always grateful for that. Let's go talk to Kenneth Haight, since we do want to do his quest line. Even though I guess it technically doesn't matter on this character. I also just like Kenneth Haight. I'm waiting for the Kenneth Haight diss track to drop. Okay, so we just keep going this way. Once we get to, I believe, the Third Church, we can take the Porter, go to Caelid, go to Round Table, go back to Caelid. Never done his quest line. It's very important to do his quest line because if you're going for like a 125 build, because it opens up 2 Ancient Dragon Smithing Stones regular for purchase. One for purchase, one for free later. Like him and the Nepheli questline. So, um, if you're doing, a quote unquote honest build where you presume you have no friends to drop you stuff, this is absolutely crucial. Slightly less crucial on the premise of this playthrough because, I'm not upgrading any equipment. But I like to think the possibility will be there. Why did I open this dialogue? I'm not interested. Okay, Mixed Wonders Physic. For now, we'll just throw that in there. It is midday on a Friday. I don't think anyone's particularly on at the moment. Apart from you, of course, you're watching me. Appreciate. Oh, wait, what am I doing? We don't need to go to the Mistwoods. Fast game. Yeah, it is a pretty fast game when you're on your second playthrough. People complain that you can skip through a lot of the open world, but I think it's pretty nice. I mean, that's what you do on like Dark Souls 1 anyway. Or like any other Souls game when you're on multiple playthroughs, you just skip through everything. I don't think that's a huge issue. That's the point, yeah. I mean, it's all about boss fights and eventually PvP. Doing build making. Doing challenge runs, knowing where to go. The feeling of expertise, right? It's very fun. Okay, I think. Okay, so I've been to the ruins. I've heard him. Now I can get the gesture. Bear's not so scary. You got 5 million poise damage. Yeah, Katana is like, the late game of any low soul level playthrough, in my opinion, or any like playthrough where you don't really care about the boss combat, is just Flame of the Redmane's Misericord. But for the early bosses, I think Katana is, very doable. Sometimes the bleed damage helps even more. It's a lot more FP efficient as well. Because of the bleed. Doing massive damage. Anyway, that's how we're going to get through to Margit. Although, we can't actually just grab... We can just grab the Flame of the Redmanes. In fact, we are going to do that. It's part of our plan. Okay, Kali unlocked. We might as well go all the way to the fort. Since we're already halfway there. Port back. It'll be faster than riding the horse. Gonna do a bleed build. I've played through it legitimately. You've rendered. No, don't do it. Don't do this to yourself. Don't become a bleed build guy. Is what I'd say, but yeah, whatever. Honestly, I do want to do an arcane build at some point. I'm not particularly fond of the bleed infusion. but like occult, vulgar, malicious saw with poison mist, ash of war. Dude, that sounds pretty crazy. Of course, I like the ripple halberd. I like how it looks. Okay, we can grab a golden seed up here, which will be our first because we neglected to take one as our starting gift. Like I said, it doesn't really matter. In fact, we can just clear this. It's not like we're care about the flail here. This is like the earliest spot to farm flail, but if you don't want it, there's no point. So we're just gonna sprint on through. Yeah. That is something about PS4 is you don't have to move that far from NPCs before they start going reduced frame rate rendering. Not a huge issue, but shoot. Well, yeah, that's a thing in DS2, but that's true of like DS2. Whatever you do, it's part of the optimization. But in Elden Ring, I've like noticed it a lot more on console than on PC. Do a matcha playthrough of Vitalis at this time. You're gonna play vampire. You have to play a knight though. You have to make him look like a knight. Gosh, I'm embarrassed. Dying there like a rube. I should have just killed everything on the way, but I got greedy. It is rather annoying that the NPCs will follow you all the way up to that platform, including the freaking rats. But it is what it is. Okay. Yeesh. This thing is busted, by the way. Oh gosh, that splattered. No, it's a bigger meme, yeah. It's a meme. It's been around. I think it's from Vine or something. Looks and performs better on. Yeah, it really does. Like the moment to moment gameplay, it looks far more gorgeous than on PC. It's just the load times that are garbage. Okay, we won't be using the Dectus lift anytime soon, though. Probably not today, in fact. Let's actually just port all the way back to Third Church. Oh, maybe I should have bought some stuff from Carly first, with the souls I have on me. Oh, and I should have grabbed the physics from the Mistwoods. It is what it is. There is a scarab up here with an ash that's been recently buffed, and we will use this for skeleton farming. Yeah. I've improved load times over a lot of PS4s. You have the closest to an SSD you can get for. Oh, really? Dang. Thank you, dude. Yeah, I was wondering like what version this was, but after playing, I was like, this is pretty good. That explains it. Well, yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I feel like gratitude's allowed to be obstinate. It's a supernatural force. Okay, so let's go grab this grace. It's also very Japanese, I suppose. I think gratitude from like a theological point of view is, I think, the most based thing about like Buddhism and like Japanese philosophy, because like I don't know, Japanese philosophy. Some people say it's not like super deep academically speaking, if that makes any sense. Like it's somewhat limited in terms of its contact and cross pollination. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's like an exactly fair assessment, but I feel like that's sort of a trope. But gratitude, I always find, is a great touching point. All right, take me away, take me away. Okay, off to the round table hold. More load screens. Exciting gameplay. Um, mostly inconsequential. Japanese philosophy can be broken down to its obvious influences more easily than online. Oh yeah, and also just because like I don't know, they read our books, so to speak. I guess like, did you read Hegel? Did you read Kant? Blah blah blah. Whereas, for Hegel and Kant, sure, they read books, but they also read a lot of books that are sort of invisible to us because it was part of the education system and things like that in their time. So it becomes sort of, I don't know, a diffuse part of society, I guess. Do I want to buy anything from here? Honestly, not at the moment. The knight armor set is really good for low level runs, but we're not going to use that quite yet. Also, one of the reasons why I chose samurai is I think samurai is like basically the ideal low level twink. You get really good strength breakpoints just by equipping one talisman, and you start off with a really good dex breakpoint. Wait, what am I doing? If I don't need anything here, I should just leave. And you have the highest carry load of any base class, which is super good and above average HP. Your arcane is also close enough to be boosted to a usable level by equipment that you don't need to rune arc or wear a source seal in order to use rot breath. So that's big. Okay, so we do need to go talk to Kale. Oh, Blade of Maya followed me. I have to tell him my thanks. It's a while back though. I have to say I am really grateful to the people whose chats I populate shutting me out. I don't plan to be like a consistent streamer, but I do like being part of the community, and I do hope to contribute towards, by making this guide. Okay. Now that we've got that, our runes are not being wasted. Let's go back over here, grab the source seal. Larger community. Yeah, I think that's one of the things that I really do enjoy about this game is there's a lot of friendliness in game, so to speak. Like, as much as we complain about gankers and stuff, like the camaraderie that invaders have is pretty nice. I think I've said this plenty of times before, but like the one thing I really compare the experience of playing this game to, in sort of the PvP aspect, is Team Fortress, because people are like free to be goofy, free to do cool tricks, gravitating it towards content these days. Yeah. And I really like Team Fortress. I don't play it too much these days because I'm busy playing other games. I like the build making aspect and all that of the Souls games, but I do think of it fondly. You don't get that kind of positivity from a lot of online games. We last played it with, yeah, that is true. Yeah, we did play together a bit. And so far, what I'm doing is what everybody does at the start of their runs. It's just grab Source Seal. At least for like runs where we're doing challenge runs or low level stuff. I don't like it for characters I plan to take past early levels because you gotta take it off eventually, and so it like sets you back, interrupts smooth progressions. I don't like it, but it does stay on for anything like level 50 and below, like permanently. So that's definitely true of base level invaders. And with Source Seal on, we have 20 decks, which is an insane breakpoint. That means Anspur Rapier. Honestly, with Anspur, you might even ask, like, is it even worth doing Rot Breath on this? I still think Rot Breath might be worth it because it does inflict a stronger version of Rot, and it synergizes nicely with having a summon against bosses. But it is definitely something of a question. We're gonna die here. Oh, the 12 vigor actually mattered. Insane in the membrane. We're only like saving, 20 runes doing this, but it's still kind of cool. You could just undo the aggro while resting here. Definitely worth picking up most playthroughs. I only agree with that because most of my playthroughs are low level. I don't know. I actually don't use it more often than not, to be entirely frank with you. But anyway, yeah, look at that. Look at those stats, right? 17 vigor, 18 endurance, 20 dex, 17 strength. That is a very strong lineup. And 22 strength with with the strength heirloom means we can hit the 22 strength requirement for one-handing the dragon halberd, which is like one of the best halberds right now. It got buffed and it was already insane before. to the degree where you kind of have to ask what Miyazaki's thinking. I mean, I get why, because lingering, like, buff Ashes of War have been buffed across the board, but it's kind of sad to see a weapon that you're like, this is kind of an underused gem, and see it get used by all the meta slaves at low level. I do like it though. It's one of my favorite weapons, and I will definitely be putting it in this character's arsenal. But it's really a strength weapon, even though it's technically quality. I'm more interested in what the ornamental straight swords will do for this build. It's very lightweight. We can put on some really poisey armor with that, and dual straight sword it up. Dex leaning, self buffing weapon. Okay. But yeah, there's a lot of dex leaning weapons. You know, there's the frozen needle. There's whatever the Zammer curved greatsword. I forget what its name is. Stuff like that. Very cool stuff that we will be using in this playthrough as like sort of the unique options. Unique in a very qualified sense, since you can run them on a lot of characters. Weapon variety. Yeah, the moveset variety though I think is very lacking. Like for example, a great swords. Like, we have so many great swords. It's one of the most populated weapon classes in this game, and yet it doesn't. You know, there's 2 weapons with the R1 moveset of the Hollow Slayer, and 1 weapon with a poke R2. It's absolutely tragic, and nobody's extremely happy about this. The other unique R2, there's 2 weapons that have it, and nobody likes that R2, so it doesn't even matter. I believe if we choose the right spot over here, we can just jump down. Oh no, it's up there on that cliff that you can jump down. I mean, we can still jump down, but I think this is not where... Oh no, we're dead. Goofed it. Well, how are we gonna do this? Oh, we can just Stake of America. Haha. This is a legal Stake of America skip. And it only cost us 200 runes. It's not as if we really need these runes to level up anyway. Although maybe I should have grabbed some more rune items from a graveyard, because it would be nice to have had access to them. Well, let's go grab the Celia set of grace real fast as well. I could even grab the Rotten Stray Ash. It's not bad, but it's only good early before the bosses have a lot of AoE attacks. Honestly, not really worth upgrading, despite being one of the few ashes that modestly consistently can apply rot. So that tells you something about tanking in this game. It also just gets bullied a lot by bosses that do a lot of stagger. We can come back to this town whenever we want. It's not a huge issue. Let's go say to Gowrie. Start that quest line. A lot of this footage is not going to be used in the video because I already have it. But since I'm building this character, I might as well stream it. It's kind of sad that Samurai's so good. And I just say that because I'm prejudiced against people who play Samurai class. But it generally is one of the better starting classes in this game from an optimization point of view, along with Vagabond. It's arguably better than Vagabond. Try help with the editing. I certainly would appreciate it. Really, I'm not even sure what form a guide would take. Mostly because um, a lot of people who would use a guide like this already know a lot of these things. Um, it's really just getting an idea of the setups. There's definitely a few instances, I'm sure, where having like the example of the entire fight for dodging methods and stuff like that's important, but um, a lot of the stuff is just like sequencing and where you want to get your materials, and then after that just weapon setups, and that doesn't need a lot of footage to show. It would be quite standard, yeah. Okay, so we have Church of Dragon Communion. Okay. We can't go to Fort Gale, but we can do that later. First things first, we're gonna go. Of all things, Redmane Castle is actually somewhere where you want to go super early. Ideally, not awakening the bird. The reason I like doing it early is, I mean, technically it's not necessary for progressing, but I like getting the fire infusion early. Oh gosh. If you're doing like any early PvP, the flame slash weapon art is insane. It's also insane later, but it's like super insane early. And most importantly, because if you go to Altus Plateau before, I was about to say Atlas. Yes, if you play Persona before you do this castle, you have to do the Radahn fight before you can grab all the items. But if you do this before you go to, anything else, you can just grab the goodies. You fire infuse anything you like. You can get the flamberge. You can get some other stuff, some of the cookbooks. A decent farming area, as well as I really like the Radahn soldier helmet. I just think it's really neat. I kind of doubt a lot of people sharing that opinion, but I just like it's sort of I don't know, realistic look. Really, the big hurdle here is dodging the catapult attacks on the bridge. You don't want to mess that up, because then if you mess it up before you grab the grace, you're screwed. Mind the gap, and then definitely grab this beetle. Okay, that works. Up the ladder as fast as you can. Fortunately, these winged creatures cannot fly. We'll be making use of that. Here we are. It's also raining, which is good for us. We take less fire damage. Sprint past the dog. More importantly, don't die to this page. Hopefully it won't follow us all the way. or shoot us in the back. Go through these crates. Dodge those attacks. Then we want to get past the flames. Like so. And as soon as you activate the Site of Grace, you're basically golden. This dropped like 300 souls for basically free. Pretty good. But that's not what we're really here for. What we're really here for, we'll find as soon as we run past these fellows. It's in that building over there, the red hot whetstone. Very good for strength builds, but honestly at low level it doesn't even matter what you're running. There you go. Ta-da! And then we can port back to the Site of Grace. This used to feel like such an exploit, but now it feels like standard procedure. It's like doing SGS and DS1. Except this is like way more intended. If we go up here, we can grab the Flamberge early. Which I'm not as fond of it as I was in Dark Souls 3, but I still think it looks sick. Oh. He will not follow us down, so just get down. And we actually want to backtrack our way almost over where we used to be. We got a cookbook in there and another cookbook back the way we came from. Amr's cookbook. What does it give us? Redmane Firepot. Okay, that's kind of unfortunate. Redmane Firepot is like the tragedy of consumables in this game because it makes something really good for strength builds that's a pain to farm for, so you're basically required to dupe. And duping is not in my playbook, generally speaking. It's another Armor's Cookbook. And like that, we've completed Redmane Castle. For some definition of complete. Ooh, I forgot to grab this. Go up here. I don't remember what's up here, but I don't think it's anything important to us in our build. And there's that very scary looking Redmane Knight. Shall we do something we really shouldn't do? Oh god. Okay. On second thought, I've decided no thanks. Get me the heck out of here. I've changed. I choose life. You know, watch out when you play with fire. Anyway, that's gotten us a few souls. We've looted the area. Um, so that's basically Caelid complete. Actually, it's not complete. We've got to grab the map as well if we want that. No, that's basically complete for now. But let us go. Actually, I do want to talk to Kenneth Height, and then go down to the Mistwood, talk to Blythe. Actually, do I even want to do that? Honestly though. Oh, wait, did I get the finger snap? I did not get the finger snap, did I? That's the thing I'll have to do. Finger snap is the important thing. The quest line is unimportant. All you get is a smithing stone 2, I think. Or is it somber 2? Something like that. And access to purchase the Carrion Filigree Crest earlier than you otherwise would. But genuinely, it serves no purpose in these low level runs, unfortunately, because the Blue Dagger Talisman is just that much better in every way for 99% of situations, which is very sad. C'est la vie, though. We could go do patches real fast, or we could progress up into here. I think we'll do that. I mean, we have to do both eventually, but... Oh no. The neighbors. Well, that reminds me, I should have tested doing stream music, like if I can just play music on my computer, it'll pick it up. We'll do that later. That is something I want to test though, but currently it's more or less just testing if I can do 2 screens, stream the PS4 and everything, and we can. Oh, that's right. There's a seat up here. Very nice. Remember to avoid the wolves. You can avoid the wolves by scaling up, like so. We don't actually have to talk to her here. We don't actually gain anything out of it because we would get the seed anyway. Oh, actually no, we do need her for the jellyfish, which... Oh, and we need the sitting sideways gesture, that's right. Never mind, I take it back. There are things you need to get from here. But the whole quest line with delivering the memento is actually unnecessary, since you get both rewards, the seed and the hood, regardless. Makers record, yeah. Or I would just mute it completely and do royalty-free music as the only sound, only noise for the video. That's the other option. And the one I'm definitely considering. Oh wait. No, we can go mess with Henricus first, or do we? What do we want to do here? No, we'll leave that for later. Can't get something to put in the physic though. We're recording. I wonder if Discord bot Craig would record the voice of the music bots as a separate audio track. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I have a perfectly reasonable and burning hatred of Discord bots, so I know nothing about them on principle. could spend some souls here, buying some Ashes of War. We do not kill Bernal until Farum Azula. It's very important.
Well, it's only modestly important, actually, now that I think about it. What do we want from this? Honestly, not much. I do like Spinning Slash. So we'll grab it, but it's not exactly important.
Adida. This is not the camp that drops us the item we want. Although we might come here. Now we aren't going to farm the sword from this location. There's no need. Because we can do it from the Black Knife Catacombs. Much better spot to farm it from. We will free Alexander. That's an important quest. Gestures are an important treasure. Exalted Flesh, very nice. Look, buddy, I was just there. I assure you, there is no festival going on. We'll grab the site. The merchant past this bridge is very important. Unfortunately, we don't have souls right now. Maybe I should have saved it for this. I had it in mind, but really it doesn't matter until we actually start invading, so Same thing with the upgrade materials. We aren't using them. Hello, sir. Oh, we can actually buy this. What does it? Poison arrows. That's actually modestly useful. There are occasions where I've used that. We will probably use that when we're going to get the Dragon Scale Blade in the Lake of Rot. That is something we're going to do for the second time. First time I'll be recording it. Ooh, it's going to be a little bit more difficult on this character too. Not a huge issue. What is his issue is, gosh, the nerf to Bloodhound Step is going to make it difficult. Nah. Not impossible, just a little bit less fun to do. Do we do the boss fight right now? No, we'll skip it for now. We'll come back to this. It'll be pretty important once we enter Liurnia to do the boss fight, because we want the death root. But for now, we can skip it. I'm a firm believer in always using the Two Fingers Heirloom and giving all your characters access to Bestial Vitality and the Fort spells if you're a low level invader. Heck, even if you're a high level invader, those are all really good and basically free on every build. With like one exception of starting class. The prisoner has low faith, so they can't do Bestial Vitality without investment or without another piece of equipment. But yeah. It's super good. It's more powerful the lower your level is. Use it. Love it. Marry it. I command you. Let's get invaded here. Oh gosh. Get roll caught. But the power of Unsheath is too strong. Genuinely, this thing is busted. Oh. But only if I can actually input it. There we go. We don't get much out of this, apart from she shows up later. I'm not sure if you have to kill her in the earlier locations for her to show up later, but she does show up later. Eventually drops a somber ancient dragon smithing stone, so you know it's another quote unquote quest line you really should progress just to be sure. In my less than humble opinion. Butterfly, I don't know what it does. And much more importantly, some boluses. 5 of them, in fact. Very good. Very valuable. From here, we don't have any dex-based things we really want to grab. Mob is more of a strength weapon. Strength in... really, it's a pure strength weapon. Okay, so that's... This is important because it gets us the Silverfowl Feet recipe, which we will be using eventually for farming stuff. I don't know if we want to farm the iron greatsword on this build because it's a strength weapon. Probably we won't, but it does have super high base damage, which matters equally for elemental infusions. I'm not sure if it's best on lightning though. It's probably more effective just to like grab a claymore. Lightning Slash will probably be a mainstay on this build because it's dex. Okay. Enriquez. There's another one that's missable, I believe. So always do this, especially now that Fingerprint has been nerfed. So the hammer talisman that he drops you is, oh gosh, he's actually aim punching me to. There we go. Hammer talisman, very valuable. And we got some souls out of that too. Very nice. Is there anything? Right. We gotta do the Patches quest on Limgrave, and after that, we can pretty much progress as we like. We should probably go do Weeping Peninsula very soon. For now, we will go over to First Step again and head down to Dr. Patches. Could also just buy the night set eventually. Oh, I know what we need the souls for. We gotta buy the shackle from Patches. I like to buy that early. It's not in any way necessary for the Margit fight, but it makes dealing with fire traps really easy. So it is a must-have item in my opinion for all Dungeoneers. Which we will be. We will be Dungeoneers. So that is something to grab earlier rather than later. We will be neglecting that smithing stone. We don't need it. Bat should be asleep at the moment, so they won't chase us too far, hopefully. Let's grab this Site of Grace. probably grab that grace as well. And that Ash of War lets us put elemental infusions on the Katana Unsheath. What the? I swear I've been missing more often with Unsheaths than feels characteristic. Oops. No, stay away from me, crab. Go back to your watery domain. Okay. Now that we've got the side of gates, it's pretty close to the Everjail, pretty close to the bridge down to Castle 1. We can go over to Patches. Get the Your quest line advanced as well. Oh, that's another thing, right? It's very important to do the Your quest line. Well, modestly important. It makes it easier to obtain what you want. And, I don't know. We can use the Naga Keep on this build, I believe. It might take some stat boosters. So it's not quite as neat as I'd like it to be. I'm not a huge fan of the Reduvia buff. People have been spamming it a lot at me in PvP, and I do not like it. No, I do not. But it is better than dual weapons, I suppose. Maybe. Maybe not. Projectile spam is obnoxious. Wow. Yeah, we may have demolished him. That's fine though. Give us some souls for later. And it makes the Euro continuity a little bit less weird. Alright. That should progress him to Liurnia. So we're going to go chat up Patches with almost enough souls to buy the shackle. That's good. Kind of dark in here. Try not to alert the entire party. Oh. As I was saying. Oops. Well, since we're here, we might as well grab the mushrooms. I do not. I should have us review the room as if there wasn't a jet. You know, that... Maybe. I don't think I've actually seen the room, so it would be an experience for me. But I think that would be maybe too many layers of irony. Alright, time to steal Patch's clothes. Funny thing, if you open the chest but don't take the clothes, he'll still come down and accuse you of being a thief. pretty great. Patches, are you telling me you're not wearing underwear right now? Well, Patches. Okay. There you go. People have died in here. Damn. But you know, I like Patches. I have a DVD copy of the signed headshot. Wow. Maybe down the road, yeah. Yeah. Hopefully. Okay, so we have to actually come back and talk to him again. Oh, why did I rest? Iron hood. We won't be wearing that. But we are within range to buy what we want. Sell. Need about 400 runes. And with that, we have the shackle. This is also useful. Gold pickle foulfoot recipe, stone sword key, but it's what we want. And this will get us. We gotta fall into this trap because it gives us a gesture. A very useful gesture if you're an invader. It's funny that he talks about the gods knowing, you know, the Patches lore. Wow, we've already spent an hour and 15 minutes. Just about. We've barely left the beginning. We haven't even gotten to Liurnia. But you know, this is the cost, right? You gotta get all that stuff done. Oh, I forgot to get the snappy finger thing. Well, it is what it is. We have to go sit down at a Grace. Oh, there's a cookbook here. I forgot. This is the fastest way out of the woods. Like that. We are out. Let's actually go time to Kale so I can get the finger snap before I forget. You can't get it later, but I want it. I want it, my precious. Ooh, that's another thing. I have not obtained the curved great sword that everybody uses, the Kevin weapon, the Bloodhound Fang. But it's actually viable on this build, I think. So, yeah, it might be worth checking out. Let's go talk to Blythe then, before I go talk to Patches. So, in the lake over here, I believe there are golden. It's like one of the few places you can farm. Maybe I missed it. One of the few places you can farm the gold bugs. Over here. It's over there. Okay. My own poor decisions can't be overcome. Where? I think my point may be a little small. Here we go. I think this is the location, yeah. Alright. Whatever you say, Wolfman. And off we go. Well, we'll go talk to Patches first. I can't stick to a program, but we are progressing everything we need to do, so I guess it's not a huge issue. I think the one thing we'll do before we go kill Margit, apart from exploring the Weeping Peninsula, is... I lost my train of thought. Oh, whatever. I'm here for the gesture. Can't afford anything, so off we go. Off we go. Let's get the Bloodhound Fang. Head to the Weeping Peninsula, and yeah, that's really it. We could make some blood grease. Pretty nice with the katana. Definitely great if you're demolishing, Renala, Margit, Godric. Doesn't make a huge difference compared to that and Flame of the Redmanes. Oh, that's right. I forgot to grab Flame of the Redmanes. We'll have to do that over at Fort Gale. Yes, indeed. Honestly, we can let Blythe do pretty much the entire fight. It's so free with his help. But yeah, Bloodhound's Fang, I believe, can be used straight up one-handed. Looks like it. No, it needs to be two-handed. That's fun. I like two-handing. I prefer it. For everything but straight swords, pretty much. '18 strength is also just really achievable with the helmet. There you go. Oh, that's right. I was gonna go activate the elevator. Well, there's no need. We'll leave that for another time. Off we go to the Weeping Peninsula, which is a very important place because it gives us a bajillion flask upgrades. Slightly less important in this playthrough because we're almost already healing the max with the flask. But we certainly, I think, will be after this. With some rather important merchants around as well. Unfortunately, advancing Hiatus Quest is a no-go. We don't get anything out of it, apart from, I think maybe a Bewitching Branch or something? I forget what the reward is. And we can't kill him after he Edgar the Revenger kills us, or invades us, because he drops a +8 halberd. So that's a no-go. Not to mention that bars us from getting the Three Fingers talisman, not talisman, seal, which is very unfortunate because that allows us to like use catch flame and stuff more reasonably. It's not a huge issue though. It's not a huge issue. We won't quite talk to him. I think he has a cracked jar. Not usually necessary though. Not yet. We want it later. Got a seat up here. Also, it's good to grab the arterial leaves because uplifting aromatic is important for a number of uber late game boss fights, mostly Placiduous Axe, although they make other fights a lot easier as well. So, if you're finding yourself in trouble, it is viable to use them, though a bit of a waste. Yeah. And no drops. Unfortunate. This castle, Claymore is probably our most important item. There's also a stone sword key for free. In fact, that's valuable enough. I think we should just run through here to obtain it, along with the claymore. The best greatsword, at least moveset wise. And pretty light as well. Perfect candidate for lightning slash, honestly. Although you might want to go keen on this build just for the Spear Talisman potential. One nice thing about Samurai is because of our high endurance, we can reasonably go to 88 poise on this build. Which in this patch is like the number to hit. It's just not a good showing. But clever sheep. Whoa. What's going on? They're all over me like flies. We cannot kill Edgar. There's a no-go. So in this world, Hyetta lives. Or whatever her name is before she becomes Hyetta. Steel Wild Torch, we do not need it. So yeah, we might grab the whip, but honestly, if we're gonna play on 20 decks, we might as well go for a Rumi. I think that's 19 decks minimum. And it has an interesting moveset. Since we're not talking Edgar, we can just go straight down this way. Grab the Grace. And honestly, just keep going. The incidental runes we're gathering as well is very nice. Always take this little ledge here, so you can grab the Stone Sword Key. Free stuff. I don't think there's something in here. What is it? Big ol' turtleneck. Never mind, there's nothing in here. Maybe down the... Only in this world, though? What's only in this world? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Oh, Hyetta surviving, maybe? Yeah. It's very sad. We don't need this upgrade, but Smithing Stone 2 right there. Nice item. Yeah, we're just gonna ignore the whip for now. Just wanted that Stone Sword Key for it is free. And I ain't a huge fan of whips in this game, to be honest. Especially if we can't achieve super high scaling. Which, shocker, base level. At base level, no upgrade. Scaling is basically not a thing. Yeah, I might as well grab the whip. Dual whips are okay. We could do status build up memes potentially. Especially if like grease up whips with inherent bleed. But once again, this is not a whip with inherent bleed, so I don't know what we're doing. Okay. So we want to go visit the merchant. We could grab the ballista. I think we have enough strength to two-hand it with the talisman. And ballistas are very nice. I mean, it's 40 rounds of long-distance damage that doesn't cost any FP. Potentially. And I think you only need 30 strength for the ballista. If we two-hand, that means if we hit the 20 strength mark, we get it. It's very easy to do. So, we shall get the ballista at some point. Maybe not right away. I'm actually going to put off this church because we don't need it quite yet. Although we could take that route to go down to the mines. Is there anything in the mines that we want? Not really. Never mind. We could do it later. Save it. Grab the Grace. Grab this mini boss. We will want the Faith Not Physic 100%. So we will be going down for that. The Tree Guardian Sword Spears are pretty nice. They have pretty high damage. Though we'll probably go Lightning Infusion for them. So we could find them at some point in the future. Not going to farm them on the stream. We'll only do farming once for things that are necessary to farm, or for stuff that's, well, yeah, basically just stuff that's relevant to the video. At least at the start. Let's keep the grind to a minimum, since we're just at this point in time just grabbing footage. I'll eventually do it because this is going to be a played character, but just not right away. Where is the others? Shield there. Good grind for the bandit sword, but we are not going to do it anytime soon. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of twin curved swords setups. At least at this level. The damage isn't hugely impressive, the stats buildup isn't hugely impressive, especially with the nerf. And I just don't like the moveset all that much. Myself. Let's grab the church. Do we want to grab Lutel? Probably not, since we're not going to use him as our main Ash. And he costs more than 100. This is a decent grace for farming these soldiers, who do have a unusually high poise armor. Although it might be slightly less extreme, what with the patch. But the important thing is the merchant down there. Yeah. Whew. This merchant is a real powerhouse. He sells the Zweihander, he sells a bunch of other stuff. He sells the lantern, which is what we're really here for at the moment, and he has a bunch of cheap stone sword keys as well. So a place to return to. He also sells Arteria leaves. Basically, this merchant has almost nothing but absolute bangers. Okay, so let's go back. Actually, I'm gonna go grab the ballista from this location and then sprint through the forest, I think. We don't need the staff. We will not kill a boss yet. Yeah, let's get the ballista. The hand ballista. Very nice weapon. We'll get the Faith Not Physic. And yeah. We'll only use that for PvE purposes. But we will definitely use it for PvE purposes. So, or if we want to be cheeky and use certain high faith weapons. As if we were a Faith Dex build. But we are not. What the heck is down there? Do you want to know? Oh, it's just leads back down. I see. What a gorgeous game. Still hurts to stare too much at it, though. Alas. Kinda wanna take a tea break. But if we continue down this road, we should arrive soon enough over here. And find, there it is. Most important item. Faith, not physical. Okay. That is, for now, Weeping Peninsula. Okay, let's go grab Fort Gale North then. We could grab the talisman. I'm not sure if we want to do it right away. We could save it for later. I think we will save it for later, because that'll be in the phase of acquiring weapons, not doing PvE. And we'll go kill Margit. We'll just do it. We'll just do it. Don't think I won't. We want that Flame of the Redmanes. Well, we could show a fight without Flame of the Redmanes, but I think we're going to show Flame of the Redmanes this time. Just because it's so free to get, you know? There's no reason not to. I always like how sometimes the skulls, the little skulls with the runes in them, will just roll down the hill or something. Oh, not good. I have a dog on my trail. Maybe. I really go down here because there's not much to grab on the low level, as far as I remember. There is for int builds for some reason, but I'm not an int build, so much for that. Okay. Is that a Grace? They're a mile a minute out here, or whatever the phrase would be. But we want to go over towards Fort Gale from here. Do we want to go to Altus before the end of this play session? Because we could just go nab the best armor set in the game currently this patch for Poise, the Tree Sentinel armor, because it's been super buffed and everybody's running it. We will be running it eventually on this build because it's great Poise. And it's kind of like a spiritual legacy of a build I did before. There was like a low level build that was Samurai that just sprinted for that and got it early. But oh man, we might not. Where's it? I can hear it, but I can't see it. Well, I missed. How did that miss? Okay. All right. I admit defeat. I admit defeat. You have to prepare yourself for these things. I thought I would have enough of a hitbox with the side attack, but apparently not so. We're gonna throw doesn't really matter what, we'll put it on this for now. We'll put Storm Stomp on here. Sure, we're not fire. Until we can grab lightning on this, that's what we'll use. There you go. With that we have Flame of the Redmanes. That we might not even use. I know, right? Riposte are really good with halberds. Riposte are really good with daggers. We could even put it on the Morning Star if we wanted to for now. I'm crafting. Let's make some blood grease. And that should be. Oh. Yeah, since we're here, why not do this? Let's be as disgustingly overpowered as possible. We can do. Honestly, with the bleed damage, and since we don't have the Misericord yet, I think the correct decision will be just to do bleed katana kill on him. No, but I already did that before, so I want to demonstrate the other way. I want to demonstrate the other way. I want to demonstrate the Flame of the Redmanes cheese. So that is what we're going to do. It's about getting footage. Let's put something useful in here. Pure stats are always useful. If nothing else, they give you flat defense. And we could do this, but we're just going to demonstrate with. We're just going to demonstrate with this. We'll use the Morning Star. Honestly, we could have put blood grease on this and done it heavy. Oh, whatever. We actually benefit quite a bit from doing this with the dog. Anyway, so that's how to completely trivialize this fight. We didn't really need the rot, but it helped out because I forgot to allocate blue. But yeah, Margaret Shekel makes the Rotten Stray a lot more viable because it makes him sit still. That's something to keep in mind for the fights that involve that. Not much else to say there. I mean, most people who are going to be invading already know how to make that fight pretty easy. We're just making it so easy you could almost do it in your sleep. But yeah, like I said, if you want to, you can put blood grease on the katana. The unsheath does the same poise damage. So if you can circle around behind them and slam in twice, probably not consecutively, but within the time limit, it's just as good, if not better, because of the bleed damage. Makes up for like the raw damage in terms of raw damage. Why am I doing it like this? I'm gonna go buy at least the chest piece of this armor. Maybe the whole armor set, just because it's really good. If we have any left over, we could buy stone sword keys, stuff like that. Not much else to do. Gotta head out. All right, take care. Oh, getting home early on a Friday? Hell yeah. See you around. Travel safe. See ya. Alright, we'll just buy everything night set. Boop. And I don't think we have any problem, right? So that's really good because of the buff. It now has poise versus PvE, so that will help us not get staggered by every single freaking rat in the game. It's also got modest defenses. We won't be wearing the headpiece too often, but everything else perfectly acceptable. That's what Margit gives us, as well as additional slot. For now, throw the Axe Talisman in there. We won't have that on there for long, especially since we can go over to like Fort Gale and boost our strength if we so desired. Oh, that's right. We should also grab something from over here. The Poison Mist Ashen War. We will, or not Ashen War. Incantation. We will be using that. We will be using that. That is a very powerful tool. Lets us cheese the Draconic Tree Sentinels, which we will be doing. I'm sure we could fight them with summons instead, but I don't know, man. It's a safe, consistent option that just takes a long time. So I like it, and I like the idea of killing a target versus via farts. It's really funny, conceptually speaking. So it's around here somewhere, and we gotta sort of, there it is. Just sort of sneak up on it. I believe you can sneak up on it by going this way. Another option is to just... Wow. I'd say crap firebombs, but I don't have any. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Oh, no. You gotta be kidding me. There we go. Oh, but no, it was too slow, I guess. We'll be using that. We could grab the memory stone. Could go get the Tanner's finger. Oh, let's do standard graveyard actually, because we do want to seal. We do want to seal for later. The Dragon Communion seal is the best seal for low level runs, unless you're trying to. No, even if you're trying to do damage, because the 5th classes have enough arcane usually. And best for Rot Breath. We are still gonna have to test the utility of Rot Breath in a post-nerf world. I'm pretty sure the Rot buildup is nerfed across the board, and it really deserves to be. But that means a lot of late game bosses where we were really counting on it to, rot within like 2 casts exactly, may now be very difficult. So we'll see. We're actually not going to make it, so we'll pause here. Maybe we should go grab the Misericord. Okay, I should have started running earlier, I guess. I screwed up there. Oops. You know what? We'll grab the Misericord first. Now that we don't have any souls, we only lost like 400. We can do the castle. No, it's not sour grapes. We could even Tantra's Tongue the castle, but I don't know. Why bother? Well, that's right. We did want to get. That's why we wanted to grab the seal. But no, since it's possible to grab the Misericord now, we should just rush and do that. It's our best PvE tool, bar like none. It's insane. It's actually insane. And we actually have a respectable amount of strength on this build, so it's actually going to be better than not. In terms of AR. Yep, we'll take the way he suggests. Little liar. But we keep him around. In case we ever want to convert this to a 125 build. Right, that's conceptually one of the things I like about doing these runs is, in principle, unless you're choosing like a really bad base class, they're not wasted. I guess yeah, so I don't know why I went and grabbed that. That's definitely what you should grab if you're doing a playthrough, but it's actually not valuable for us. It does avoid the hawk though, so there is that benefit. Now that I think of it. Look at that passive poise paying off already. Ooh, Exile Greaves. I don't know how good they are now. No, we can always come back for the Hook Claws. Gosh, this is not a good showing. Oh, the armor's serving us well, though, at any rate. the lantern. Don't fear this guy. Although I probably should have. Gosh, there's more trouble than I thought it'd be. I should be using Flame of the Redmanes. Don't know what else to say. Your Sword Talisman. Is that right? But we don't have any blue right now, so we can't do that. Not a huge issue. It's not like we're being invaded right now. If you want to, you can do a get invaded run, obviously. Hunter's Tongue. But, yeah. Bleh. It is what it is. We will be avoiding the knight up there for now. You can always come back and farm him for his halberd. Although, once again, Tree Spear, or sorry, not Tree Spear, the Guardian Sword Spear might be better on this build. And it has, like I said, a pretty darn high base damage. But, you know, you can use whatever you like. There's a lot of freedom even at this level, which is what I really like about this game. Do we have... I do have some daggers. I do. Let me show the cool route. Obviously this skips castle, but we have something else here, right? Line it up, walk off, then line up, and dash backwards. Ah. You can land up there, by the way. I just goofed it up. There's an axe. Actually usable on this build, potentially. Still prefer the long haft. Right, that's how we get the Misericord pretty much instantly. It also gets us down here in this room. To get the elevator unlocked early. Very nice. But yeah. You don't have to land on the tree, but you will take fall damage. It's basically what I will tell you. Ashes of War. That should receive Flame of the Redmanes. Yes. Make it fire. And that is our arsenal. Right, we have the katana and we have that. This is actually the more important piece of our arsenal. If we're being completely frank. We don't really need to grab anything. We don't even need to have Nepheli assist us. We could just go and do the boss fight if we wanted to. Do we though? I think we'll go. Let's go talk to Gostok. Buy the buckler, because it's like the best parry tool before we get you know what, but although we don't really need it. I want to use the runes, and we don't have quite enough for a stem sword key. We'll also buy. No, we can't buy the silver. Well, we'll just spend the runes. And then now that we have our tool, let's go do the Stained Graveyard. Honestly, we should prep more blue. But we can get some seeds this way. We can get, was it Engval or whichever one he is. I know that's preferred pre-Margit for a lot of players. But honestly, if you don't need a pre-Margit, and for Margit or Morgott, I mean, and for Morgott himself, I honestly would prefer doing Dung Eater because you can get it at that point. And Dung Eater is both stronger and also has lasting relevancy. So that's what we'll be doing in this playthrough. Just, I won't repeat the mistakes of last time and, you know. Okay. Here we go. Now we should have enough time. Hey, the runes are still here. I'll run off here. Do sword swipe to reduce the stamina damage or stamina usage. Immediately run off this ledge. We will kill this guy like that. I think that's a smithing stone. No, fork hatchet. Very cool. Okay. And this is why we brought this along. Right up here. We could go grab Erdtree Favor +1. But it's not really necessary. I'm not even sure why we're going in here. Oh, that's right, because we do have to go down here to get the kill the card. For the sake of Mario Kart. So we're gonna ignore the Erdtree Favor because we don't really need the unupgraded one. We're only gonna really care about it +1 and +2. We can take the elevator up. Gosh, it does feel nice to be in knight armor. And something died. What the heck? We should see a knight up here, which we're going to riposte in 2 uses. Or not. There you go. That should do the trick. More trouble than it should have been, though. Kept teleporting around. But once we take care of Chariot, we should be good. Fortunately, our class starts off with Longbow, so no prep required. If not, buy a bow. We want, as for the timing, right, you hear when it hits this wall and turns around, that's going to be your signal. So it's gone down, it's going to come back up. As soon as it hits the wall, bang. Oh, that was a little slow. Oh, missed. Should do it. There we go. That gets us a great bow we won't use on this build and some great arrows. But most importantly, it gives us free access. Yes, indeed. Like that. We have our options. We actually want to take the route. The upwards route once we get down to the bottom here for the seal. We will probably want more blue if we're going to do the boss. Oh, there's a cool 105 though. That's nice. But I think we have enough blue to repost kill the white phantom up here. And we can just sprint on out. Actually, on second thought, is that what we want to do? Yeah. It's time consuming, but I don't really want to lose these many rooms. Oh. Anyway, that's the Dragon Communion seal. That will be glued onto our character from now on. Oh wait, we can't pour it out. Oh, interesting. Oh, right. Well, that's nice. Yeah, we'll just do the dungeon now then. Do we want more blues? The only real question. Hello, Ashen Bull. How's it going? I am doing a test stream as well as starting up a new low level character. This is on PS4 now, and I have separate dedicated screens, monitors for chat. So hopefully I won't miss chat anymore, or forget to turn on various things. We have only one flask of blue. Let's increase that. Anyway, how's it going? Been working on some builds, as usual. Or what's up? I've been slightly out of the loop the last few days. Just PvPing and remaking builds. But I figured. It's a safe guess. But good to hear. Yeah. Hopefully I'll be streaming a lot more in the next month or so than I have in the last month. So I'm hoping to catch up with everyone. I don't know if I've said this before. I've probably said this before, but I'm pretty shocked how well this game runs on PS4. Like, apart from the load times, everything's gorgeous. I'm testing meta and playing around high level though since the patch. Feels nice until you get ganked. Yeah. I did a little bit of Tandra's tonguing last night, and I've definitely noticed that everybody and their mom is running the Dragon Halberd. And I'm a little bit sick and tired of it. As well as people who've switched to Tree Sentinel armor. Because it's like the... Oh, shoot. Okay. Oh, and I'm dead. I think. Oh, did I survive that? Barely? Okay, this has been a study in hubris. Oof. Very sweaty in PvP. Maybe. I don't know. It felt less cancerous on the side of the Tantra's Tongue runner um, than on PC, but I barely did any invasions, so that's probably part of it. Also, host advantage is super freaking real. Oh shoot. What the? Okay, let's calm down and do this the right way. Gosh, do I even have enough blue for this one? It's a lot bigger than the one in Stormvale. Okay, interrupted that. Okay. Oh, nice. Yep, he does it again. Play passive. That should get him on another post. Okay, I think we got it. Yeah. Was a little short on blue there. But I like them because they're readable, but I get why people don't like them. They are definitely a little rough sometimes. But I don't know. I like the Dark Souls 3 bosses way more than these Dark Souls 4 bosses in terms of fighting them. If only there were fewer tree spirits, I think people would like them more. But they don't give me the same sense of frustration playing against that like Morgott does. Not Morgott, sorry, Morgott's fine. Moog. Although some people love Moog, so I think it's just like a mental thing. I don't know. I'm talking at my ass. Okay, what can I buy? I think this fellow here has a crackpot. PS4 is sweating PvP. I mean, I've definitely, I've been watching everybody's streams on PlayStation, so I don't disbelieve that. Maybe it's a level thing. I don't know. I've barely done any meted PvP at all, um, both on PC and I haven't built one on here yet. Tell them what you ever like, really. Me, myself, I don't play these games for PvE. I'm PvPer. Yeah, that's fair. Um, I mean, I'm, you know, as a bad red myself, I'm in it for the PvP, but um, I like the cheese. I like the cheesing and the build making aspect a lot as well, which is probably why all of my content so far has been PvE pretty much, even though it's PvP dedicated. Because I don't have really anything to contribute to like the PvP scene. You know, I'm not a fancy player. I'm not optimized. I'm not skilled, and I don't have great commentary. So I'm really here to show people how to abuse like 4 tools in PvE. uh, I mean, well, first of all, thank you. You know, if I'm making it look fun, then you know that's exactly what I'm trying to do. But yeah, no, I get it because this is like a long ass game. Over when I did the PC build stream, the file had like 60 hours on it, or like to beat the entire game, and that was like I mean, that involved like 10 hours of fluff at least, but it's still like a very long time. It doesn't. I don't think it takes nearly that long if you know what you're doing, and we've iterated on our methods and all that. But like, yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. It kind of is ridiculous how long it can take for everything. Are there any merchants? Oh, right. There's a merchant over here that I could shop from. Over 300 plus of PV exploration on my first build. It didn't take me that long, but I missed a lot of stuff, and I ended up coming back with the guide after I beat Ellen Beast. It took me like 80 hours, I think, to beat Ellen Beast blind, and then like another 70 hours of farming and stuff to get all the items in the game. I was pretty much zooming through the game though, because I really wanted to get to the stage of abusing the wiki for profit. Because I joined the community so late, and because the reason I got interested in the game was like watching Yamfa videos and stuff, I never had the opportunity before of playing a game blind, or like totally blind. I mean, so that's why I kind of wanted to zoom through and get to my usual experience of figuring out low level stuff. I haven't tried it since it got the buff. I tried it before the buff. Um, and I got a kill or two at low level, so I guess that was a success. But yeah, it's kind of a garbage spell. I don't think the buff can help all that much, because the use case is like you find a low level host in a corner and they can't get out and they get rotted, and that's really what you use it for. So it's like, yes, we've made it work better now. It's so much better. Yeah, I kind of doubt it finds any utility. Whereas, like, I'm really excited for the bubble buff because I'm a real fan of the bubble sorceries. They're complete crap, but it's really fun because it creates the metagame of... Because it's optimal, basically, to lure people into attacking you and hitting the ground and blowing up the ground, right? So, if they've been buffed, that's like... That goes from being a funny minigame to, like, being semi-viable now. So, I'll have to try it out, but... I don't think I'm going to hop back on PC for a hot minute just because I have like a bunch of empty save files on PS4 to fill up first. You know, if you couldn't tell my priorities from what I've been talking about. Can't have a high amount of frame it unless you're trying to cast and chase them. Yeah. It does seem to be like a set play thing for most builds. When I was using it on like an exclusively bubbles only build, so I didn't use it to stagger cast. I used it to as its own thing, basically. It's a high risk, high reward. Because it does a lot of damage, you know. You can two-shot phantoms with it at low levels, so... Yeah, maybe I'll have to build an arcane caster on this pure arcane build. I actually don't have any souls. What does he have? Oh, he has a ritual pot for 3,000. We can come back for that. Yeah, I have not delved into the magic in this game, which I feel like is a mistake. But I don't know. I like hitting things with a stick. That's my thing. I don't know. But everybody who's tried it out, like Book's Matches was talking about it. Kirsten Tierney was talking about it. If you try it out, apparently it's super fun. I 100% believe it. The Death Sorcery and Magma Sorcery, so like the bad ones. I mean, I don't blame you that making stuff work is like really fun. But yeah. We'll make a Digger spell build. Gosh, the nerf to Digger Sorcery was such a disaster from the Chaincast nerfs. What? How low level can you do the two Digger Sorceries at? Because I feel like I feel for a lot of the worst sorceries, the lower level you are, the better it is. Since you can stack the staff bonus, among other things, and like flat bonuses are really strong early on. I guess they're really strong later too, but 30, 40, if not lower. Like, to put it into perspective, for like, if you time it well, for 3 minutes, you can do Ajula's Moonblade at base level. So, and I have, and it was disgusting. So I'm sure, if you want to make it work, you can make it work super low. 21 int? Yeah, 21 int you can hit easy with the astrologer. I think you can get 22 without the physic easily. So yeah, you could do a base level if you really wanted to. I don't know if you really want to do base level. But you could. It'd be bad, but you could. Okay, since we're here, we might as well take care of this pest. This is for the tutorial. Whew. That was a little greedy. Oh, that was a waste. Yeah. But yeah, if you can tell, on this playthrough, I'm doing Samurai just to hog all the endurance I can, and because you get the 20 dex breakpoint just off the source seal, which is really, really good. Genuinely disgusting. I guess we'll buy some stuff off of Bernal. It's also just way nicer than Vagabond for having like one more point in Arcane. Insanely relevant if you're using Rot Breath or Frost Breath. I don't think Frost Breath was nerfed for PvE, so Elden Twink is justified once again in his Frost Breath preferring methods. Have you seen a lot of Endure spammers in the wild? I haven't seen them yet, but I haven't really gotten to the PvP heavy levels yet either. So, I wouldn't know. But I figure you would have if you've been playing it meta. One of the spammers, yeah. Fair enough. I mean, look, I'm guilty as anyone else. That's what my go-to was early on in Dark Souls 3. Like when I was learning PvP, I was like, well, Red Hilted Halberd spam sounds fun. Which it was. What? Only on your naked builds? Okay. Well, look, that's why you're cool enough to be on the sub, right? You wouldn't do anything cringe. You wouldn't steal a bus. Oh my goodness, these rats played Bloodborne. I do not like the rats. I think I'm gonna expend some Stensor keys here. Because we can hit 20 faith with it's useful late game is all I'll say. The prayer book. If we want to kill Placidusax, which we do want to do on this build, I believe we're gonna want that. But Placidusax kill is gonna be a little bit harder ever since the patch because they nerfed Rot Breath. Used to be only 2 casts could rot him the first time, and I'm not sure if that's still true. Although we know Rot Pots is viable, so that's probably what we'll replace it with in phase 2. It's kind of ironic that after talking, hot shit about how, doing these low-level runs has taught me not to respect the PvEers because they rely on crutches. When my own crutches get removed, I'm like, oh gosh, this could be difficult. This could be a difficult situation. Oh, actually, you know what? Let me show you something real cool. Hopefully. This is a boss fight. I want to kill the tree spirit in Stormveil anyway because we want the seeds. But since we're here, I'll show you the best way to get there. As well as get the Misericord and the Iron Whetstone real fast. Ah, shoot. I messed it up. But you can make that jump. It shouldn't be too difficult at all. And that's how you can get down there without taking fall damage. And that's how you can get to that location You could even potentially use it in an invasion situation, but that seems a little bit more tricky to set up. But you just walk off here, and then you just gotta get. Oh shoot! It's not a great showing. We'll cut it out in post, okay? I swear it works, okay? I swear it works. Okay. No! Why isn't it working? Do I have the angle wrong? I think I do. No, I don't have... maybe I'm positioned wrong on the tree. I swear I've done it before. Oh, well. I guess we'll just do it the normal way. What was the normal way? Oh, that's right. I remember. No, actually, no. I take back the taking back. I'm gonna keep doing this. I don't feel like going the normal way. I wonder if it's just PC. Maybe it's different on PS4. I don't think so. That doesn't make sense to me. Okay, that definitely doesn't work. Maybe I need to angle it so I don't hit the arch. Gosh, I swear it works on. I swear it works on PS4. I mean, on computer, on PC. Maybe it doesn't work on PlayStation. I don't think that's the case. I don't think they would have patched it in 1.07. Okay. Let's get all the way to the edge here. Then aim for that corner. Okay. I'm getting showed up. It's the performance anxiety acting up. I swear it's possible. Maybe my I don't know. I don't think the helmet headbox has anything to do with it, but let's try it. In fact, let's go light roll. Maybe that'll change things. I don't think it will, but I think that'll do it. It's been so dang close. I don't understand why it's not working. Maybe I do need to aim for the highest part of the arch. I just don't get it. Because it's not consistent, but it's not this inconsistent usually. I swear it's not. Maybe if I just roll into it. No, that didn't work. What is going on? I gotta figure this out. This is supposed to be a fast version of the run, but We're gonna pretend I didn't say that. Imagine if I get down there and dive to the boss anyway, right? Come on. Come on, you scalawag. Okay, that's definitely not what we're supposed to do. We do have to go for the edge. Why isn't it working? Maybe you'll change the posture if I two-hand? Oh gosh. There we go. We did it. Only took the rest of my earthly existence. Okay. Ta-da. I bet you can poison it from behind and it won't notice you. Because when you come this way, it doesn't see you. See? At least not until you get close. Yeah, it just doesn't see you. Typical FromSoft boss AI. Okay. Now he's gonna explode, so let's get out of there. Oh gosh. You gotta be careful so you don't send his head into the wall when you want to riposte him. There you go. Not too much trouble. We had some margins. And we got the seed. We can't go back up there, so we have to unlock it later anyway. But I proved my point. And it only took a little bit longer than it would have going normally. Actually, I don't know if it would have taken any longer, although we would have made more progress, so. But that does give us a seed. Do I have enough? I'm not sure if we have enough seeds yet. Oh, we do. Very nice. That is most helpful. Let's just grab next grace. We can always. Oh wait, what am I doing? Oops. You know what? I'll go buy Roger's ashes after I wasted some runes. They, I know Pebble isn't as good as it used to be, but in fact, you can buy them from him after he moves to Roundtable without incurring the wrath of the +8 rapier. But this is a little bit more secure for obvious reasons. Oh gosh. There you go. Man, daggers make this so much less painful. I highly recommend using them against the birds. Garroger. Can we get all of them? Yes, we can. Very nice. We'll have no more business with him. Yes, indeed. I wonder if we can score a commoner's headband, though. Would be nice. Why did it come down here? Good question. Ooh, okay. Is that how it's gonna be, huh? Great. Not a great showing. I really should have grabbed the dragon talisman. The dragon shield talisman. Gives like 15% physical reduction. It's pretty good. Also, now that we've taken care of Roger, we don't really need to go that way no more. And in fact, we won't. Working on respecting a build at meta, since the Solarius Tree Spear got a buff, gonna be a Crucible Knight. Yeah, that thing definitely seemed pretty sick. Oh gosh. The Crucible Knight's armor is a lot more sort of meta now, I feel, right? Because of the poise normalization. I mean, it's slightly higher poise and it's closer to being optimal, I guess. It's my guess. I don't know. You tell me what you think about that. But yeah. Are you also going to use the Ordovis's Greatsword? The allocation is basically the same, right? Because it's primarily strength and then some faith. you're probably going pure strength, very much with a little faith investment, I assume. Although, hmm. I actually don't know because it depends on if you're using the incantations. Sword also, yeah. I really do like the Crucible axe set a lot. I just can't bring myself to wear it unless I wear the full set. But it reminds me a lot of what's that RPG? I forget what it's called. It's an RPG that's made in RPG Maker. And it's got all this really cool claymation, and it got a sequel recently, like within the last few years. It's something, some Gnostic word. Hylics. Hylics. Yeah. Looks. It kind of reminds me of the guy from Hylics with the little axe curve head. Never played it though, so it's kind of a maybe a weird thing to bring up. Louis. We actually won't talk to Nefelelu here because it's entirely unnecessary. We will be getting the Great Jar Arsenal Talisman on our own anyway. And it's just way better. It will save us time. And we don't need it before. We don't need it. Arsenal Talisman earlier. But yeah, I figure compared to the buff to the tree spear, the buff to the sword's even more significant. Everybody's Beyblading with it. That's nice to know though, because when I tried it low level, it was absolutely worthless. Because I couldn't land the Ash of War, but with some hype armor, it's something. Won't be needing anything in here. Although, maybe I should see if I can't farm a commoner's headband. Nope, just the shoes. Unfortunate. At low level, things are a lot more rough with the poise changes because it's harder to hit the 88 poise breakpoint. I feel it's probably a good thing because that means you can't use your poise to bully low levels, but it's also a bad thing because it means you're even more susceptible to ganks, which is what everybody's saying at every level. But yeah, that's sort of like one of the superpowers you could have at low level is just have good poise, and that kind of still exists. Like on this build with a modestly light weapon, or like as long as you're not using a super heavy weapon, you can go grab the Tree Sentinel set, which we're going to do eventually. That eventually being maybe right freaking now, because I'm gonna go take care of Godric, I guess. I think I'll cut the stream there because I do need to make dinner. And 3 hours is a pretty good spot. Let's get the dog out. We will be using blood for this. I think it's more ideal for this boss fight. He's weak to blood. The openings are easy. It's easy to do even without abusing. What we're going to abuse. Oh, I forgot to prep blood grease. Oh gosh. It's not a good showing. But we got the rod on. Well, this will be over soon. And like that, he's down. Very easy. Katana is disgustingly effective in PvE. Even if it didn't do insane damage, the posture damage is so good. Glad it's gotten a nerf in PvP. Okay, let's buy the Falfeet. And we'll save the rest for something else. That's Liurnia quote-unquote complete. There's a lot of other stuff we can grab, but for the PvE, we don't really need to grab anything else. Stuff we can come back for as needed. Oh, that's right, Bach quest line. We do want to do that because that does give us a gesture, so we will have to remember not to forget that. Why did I grab the grape? We don't need the grapes. The grapes don't do anything. Oh. With the Liurnia, actually, with Liurnia unlocked, there are a couple things we need to go grab first that are in Limgrave. It auto advances Roderica's questline, so we can get the rewards from that. So let's do that real fast. Most importantly, we want the seed. Oh, I went to the wrong one. Oh, we can use the souls. This isn't a mistake. It's just a happy accident. We'll spend the rest at Corwin's. Maybe? Oh, we could also get a ritual pot. One of the nice things about low level runs is how many souls you can just dedicate to buying resources. At the end, you'll probably have full stacks of boluses and stuff. I certainly found that was the case for me. Where are you, sir? Please load in. There you are. There we go. We could the beast repellent torch as well. And we want to get Magic Fort because that is very good and very important for us. Always take Magic Fort because that or the crab are going to be your best options in Envy Invasion. Ah, yes, Magic Fort. It's the most expensive one because it's the best. And I should have prepped for rejection as well. We will be using that. Inventory. What can we pop? Think I'll do? No. Use a small one as well. Oh, it is 1500. Whoops. There you go. Rejection. Actually, we have to get her to apprentice before we can get the hood drop. This is the only use that Hugh will have, apart from duplicating ashes. Kind of sad. But turns out you do not need plus 25 to sling odds, despite what the lore tells you. Rest, she should be moving on, but first let's go get the seed and maybe call it an end there. I really am getting hungry. I'll probably play a bit more after this, but I do need a break. I'm just glad the stream is working as intended, and hopefully I can eventually iterate to add music and stuff on here because I know that's something I'm somewhat lacking in. And I went to the wrong one again. Okay. There we go. A golden seed. Do I have enough to upgrade again? Yes, I do. Very nice. Summit. 9 total flasks at +5. Very cool. Well, thanks for watching, Ashen Bull. I'm going to head out now, but I'll be back sooner or later. Bye-bye.